Esteban Cabeza de Baca is an artist who paints in an innovative way. Baca creates art using a four-dimensional format inspired by the Tesseract. He uses this to illustrate a lot of stories and also get the viewer to learn a little more about space and time, as that is his main motivation behind his art. Knowing this, how is Esteban Cabeza de Baca's art illustrated? How does it depict the border or its issues? And is his art politically challenging? Born to Chicano parents and growing up near the US-Mexico border, Esteban Cabeza de Baca was born in 1985, San Isidro, California. He currently lives and works in Queens, New York. He received his BFA from Cooper Union in 2010 and his MFA from Columbia University in 2014. He was heavily influenced by the border towns' limited position and by his parents, whose intersectional political awareness and respect for human dignity led them to shelter undocumented migrants in their basement during his youth. Earlier, we mentioned that Cabeza de Vaca illustrates his art using a four-dimensional format. But what exactly is this format? Cabeza de Vaca blends the past, present, and future in his pieces, mirroring the myriad histories and terrain they depict. He strives to form his history and the legacy of colonialism. His form employs ranges of abstract gestures and illustrative imagery. This is where one might recognize desert forms like mesa and cacti inhabit the same space as cosmic rips and swirls. In the layered composition, Cabeza de Vaca deconstructs colonial-era depictions of the American West. In his work, he employs a broad range of painterly techniques, entwining layers of graffiti, landscape, and pre-Columbian pictographs in ways that confounds Cartesian single-point perspective. He often begins his work en plain art, recasting the practice of landscape painting, which was once the preferred surveying tool of colonizers. His compositions often include a spiral, fragmenting perspectival cohesion, and foregrounding the ancient, universal shape. His techniques and influences form a complex braid, interrogating the dialectical relationships between colonialism and its critique, between cultural extraction and its inversion. Cabeza de Vaca mentions, and I quote, "Painting is a retrieval device for going out, going to sites of my parental ancestry in New Mexico, and to sites of my maternal family lying along the border and listening to the land." End of quote. As we've seen, Cabeza de Vaca takes a lot of inspiration from the land as well, and I think he depicts the border by being at or near border sites and drawing those landscapes. While he may not paint the border like we see it physically, he paints it symbolically. He tells story with those landscapes, with different time periods and different issues. He revitalizes these stories from the past and directly connects them to the present. Overall, it is a complex and layered space infused with personal, ancestral, and colonial histories. My answer to this question is yes. How is his art politically challenging, though? He paints the border between the United States and Mexico at San Isidro, California. In his words, and I quote, "Painting is an attempt at freedom, justice, and joy," end of quote. He also remarks to his mother, and I quote, "We have to express it in order to get past it and imagine something bigger than it," end of quote, in response to her reminiscing about the border being once a free, open space where she spent her childhood. Cabeza de Vaca directly engaging with significant historical and temporary issues already makes his art politically challenging. His art shows narratives, stories, symbolism, depicts space and time, and wants to show us that message through the landscapes of which he paints from. He creates art with these measures that is both aesthetically rich and deeply meaningful, relevant, and ethical, demanding that those who see it confront difficult truths about history and social issues. Overall, Esteban Cabeza de Vaca creates beautiful, symbolic, and politically challenging art. He uses various strategies and methods to create his art and puts a lot of effort and meaning behind each piece. Through how he illustrates his art, to how his art depicts the border and its issues, and seeing the political challenge his pieces present, we can see the past, present, and future through his pieces, and be open-minded about the difficult truths about our history.